So a question I've been getting more and more lately is, what in the hell is going on with the real estate market here in Reno Tahoe? For those of you that have been watching our channel, you guys know I'm a real estate agent. I've been living here for 30 plus years, been a realtor for 20 plus years. And it's a question we've been getting all the time about, is the market slowing? Is it crashing? What the hell is going on? And in reality, for the last, let's say 12 to 18 months, things have not changed that much. I was looking at numbers for July, and in July of 2022 and July of 2023, the number of homes that have sold, whether it was condos or single family homes, has not really changed that much. Condos are usually right around 80, 90 condos a month. Homes have been kind of in that 4 to 450 a month. And the overall volume and dollar volume that really affects the people in the industry more than it does you as buyers and sellers. We're not happy about it because we would love for more transactions to be occurring. But if we were to go back 2 years ago to 2021, that's when the major change happened, where the last 2 years, we haven't even sold $300 million worth of real estate in July. And in 2021, there were literally almost 650 sales in over $400 million in volume, and that's just single family homes in the Reno Sparks area. I'm not even counting all the surrounding areas, and it does not count any new construction homes. So with that being said, the market is healthy. If you're a buyer, and we did these in other videos, there are homes available, and things that we're doing now that we weren't doing before is there's actual negotiation going on. You can't just put a home on the market, have it sell in 2 seconds if it isn't in great shape, all the deferred maintenance done, if it's not priced properly. And these are all the things where for a few years, you didn't really have to worry about that. You just do a sign in the yard and it went and sold. So what we want people to understand is this, and we want to give them an idea, is that if you're a buyer out there, you may not need as much money as you think to afford a property. The biggest thing is getting a payment that you're comfortable with. And in the short term, with prices being where they are and interest rates being where they are, you may need a roommate. You may need to figure out, hey, I'm going to buy something in an area that maybe isn't my favorite, or buy something at a low enough price where if you're a handy person, you can start to fix it up yourself. So the average price in our area is kind of in the low 500s. So we're just going to round that number down to 500,000. And what I want to show people and talk to them about is you may not need as much money as you think in order to buy a property. So if you qualify for an FHA loan, which would mean you only have to put 3.5% down, if you had a $500,000 property, you only need $17,500 as your down payment. Now you also need closing costs, but believe it or not, in today's market, you can do some things where you leave the sell price alone instead of offering a little bit less. Potentially ask them for closing costs that you can use for closing costs, or maybe even get a bigger credit to try to buy that interest rate down so that you can make that payment a little more affordable. And just know, even at rates like I did, where if we put 3.5% down on a $500,000 property, your loan amount would be $482,500 at a rate of 6.75%. Your principal and interest part of your payment would still be $3,129.49, which I know for a lot of people is expensive and not overly affordable. And that didn't even include property taxes and insurance, which depending on if you buy an older $500,000 house versus a newer $500,000 house, that insurance and property tax numbers can change dramatically, as well as potentially HOA fees. So what you have to understand is this: we can find properties. My son did this. He has roommates. I have another 26-year-old that just bought a $400,000 house, was able to do it without roommates. So there are options for you, and there are condos that we can find in different parts of town that I like that you can still buy for $200,000 or $300,000. So you don't need to necessarily have a payment this big. But I want people to understand, when you hear all these negative things about the real estate market, mostly that's for people like me in the industry. If the prices are stable and things are moving along and people are buying or selling, if you own a property, it's not like all of a sudden it's going to be worth 25% less a year from now, just like it's not going to be worth 25% more either. And interest rates, if anything else, seem to be stabilizing kind of in this high 6s, low 7s. So if they stay there, then the market's not going to change. If rates do come down and all of a sudden, let's say we're at 5.5%, guess what? Prices are going to go back up, and all these buyers that have been waiting on the fence are going to flood the market, and it's going to be really difficult for buyers. So if you're a buyer out there, do whatever you can so that you can buy a property at a payment you can afford, and do whatever you got to do to get in the game. And you'll worry about long-term later and maybe refinancing to a lower rate later, because if rates come down and you don't buy, that $500,000 house is going to be way more expensive. With all of that being said, if you have any questions, anything you'd like to find out specifically, I am not a hard pressure salesperson. I just want to get you the information you need so that you'll be prepared to make good real estate decisions. And let's get you to a lender. Let's have the conversation. Let's figure out, can I afford something, so that if I'm in a rental situation, we can figure out what the timing is and try to make that work for you so that you can buy a property. So if you're enjoying the content we're putting out there, by all means, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you. And just know, we're here for you. We want to get you the information you're looking for. So reach out to us, make some comments, and we'll hopefully see you on another video coming here very soon.